Welcome to Unexplored Mysteries. In the realm of the unexplained, few things can send a shiver down your spine quite like the chilling whispers of the dead. For most, the thought of psychophony, the capturing of voices from beyond the grave, remains a mere curiosity, but for me, it became a nightmare I couldn't escape. I was an avid investigator of the supernatural, drawn to the eerie allure of the unknown. But nothing could prepare me for the haunting experience that followed my discovery of those recordings. It all began during an exploration of an abandoned asylum on the outskirts of town, a place steeped in darkness and sorrow. Rumors of tortured souls and restless spirits had attracted thrill seekers and paranormal enthusiasts for years. With a recorder in hand, I ventured into the crumbling halls, determined to capture evidence of the afterlife. The air was thick with dust and despair, and I felt an unsettling presence with each step I took deeper into the shadows. After hours of wandering through the dilapidated structure, I finally stumbled upon a small room. The walls were covered in peeling paint, and the remnants of old medical equipment lay scattered about. I set up my recording device, hoping to capture a glimpse of the past that lingered within these walls. As I pressed record, a heavy silence enveloped me, broken only by the distant echo of dripping water and my own racing heartbeat. Once I returned home, I eagerly plugged the recorder into my computer, ready to review the haunting sounds I hoped to find. As the playback began, a chill ran down my spine. At first, there was only static, the kind that feels like the calm before a storm. But then, as I listened closely, I heard it, a faint whisper, almost imperceptible, yet undeniably present. The voice was low and raspy, filled with a sorrow that sent shivers down my spine. I leaned closer, straining to understand the words. "Help us," it pleaded, echoing through the silence of my room. Over the next few days, I became obsessed with the recordings. I listened to them repeatedly, captivated by the otherworldly voices that seemed to reach out from the abyss. But with each playback, a sense of dread began to creep into my life. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, and I found myself plagued by vivid dreams filled with dark figures and desolate landscapes. Each night, the same scene replayed in my mind, shadowy forms reaching out to me, their mouths moving in silent screams, their eyes hollow and desperate. As the days turned into weeks, the line between reality and nightmare blurred. I began to see flashes of movement in the corners of my vision, glimpses of figures that vanished when I turned to look. My sleep was restless, haunted by the chilling recordings that replayed in my mind, a constant reminder of the sorrowful souls trapped within the asylum's walls. I found myself growing more anxious and paranoid, the darkness creeping into every aspect of my life. I tried to distance myself from the recordings, but it was futile. They had embedded themselves into my consciousness, the whispers echoing like a sinister lullaby. One particularly sleepless night, as I lay tossing and turning in bed, the whispers became louder, more demanding. "Join us," they hissed, reverberating in my mind like a chant. I sat up, heart racing, drenched in cold sweat. The room felt alive with malevolence, and I knew in that moment that I was not alone. Desperate to escape the torment, I decided to confront the source of my terror. Grabbing the recorder, I returned to the asylum, determined to confront the spirits that had invaded my dreams. As I stepped back into the abandoned halls, the air felt electric, charged with an unseen energy. I made my way to the small room where it all began, heart pounding in my chest. Setting up the recorder once more, I called out into the darkness, "I'm here to help you." My voice echoed back to me, swallowed by the shadows, but the whispers responded, clearer now, swirling around me like a tempest. "You shouldn't have come back," they warned, a chorus of voices rising in agitation. "You belong to us now." Panic surged within me, and I turned to flee, but the shadows shifted, closing in around me. I could feel the chilling presence of the spirits, their cold fingers brushing against my skin. I stumbled back, falling to the ground, the recorder clattering away from me. As I scrambled to regain my footing, the darkness enveloped me, the voices merging into a cacophony of despair. "Help us," they cried, their sorrow echoing in my ears. and for the first time I understood the depth of their suffering. In that moment of clarity, I felt a surge of empathy wash over me. These were not mere echoes. They were lost souls seeking release from their torment. I reached for the recorder, desperate to communicate with them one last time. "I hear you! I will help you!" I shouted into the void, the desperation in my voice echoing off the walls. The whispers hushed, a silence enveloping the room, and for a brief moment I felt a sense of peace. But just as quickly, the anger returned, the shadows closing in tighter. I stumbled toward the exit, heart pounding, the voices screaming in fury. "You cannot escape!" they shouted, their words wrapping around me like a shroud. I burst through the door, stumbling into the night, the darkness chasing me as I ran. I didn't stop until I reached my car, breathless and trembling, vowing never to return. Back in the safety of my home, I locked the doors and drew the curtains, desperate to shut out the world. But as the sun set, I knew I was still not alone. The whispers returned, swirling around me, a constant reminder of the chilling psychophony that had invaded my life. Sleep became an elusive dream, my nights filled with terror and anguish. Days turned into months, and though I tried to move on, the recordings continued to haunt my every thought. I could never escape the chilling voices that had become a part of me. The whispers would forever linger, a haunting reminder of the souls I could never save. If you've ever felt the pull of the unknown or heard the whispers of the dead, subscribe to Unexplored Mysteries for more chilling tales that delve into the shadows.